to wait the extra 30 seconds, but we could not because we wanted to jump straight back into this match. It's Envy up against ATK, and it seems to still be the Envy show as we're on Vertigo.
Yeah, they even had extra players in middle, and it's already been a double opener. They've dinked up JT as well, and I have a feeling they might know where he is. Yep, Sonic just going to jump through and already close down another. To have that many players in mid and still not get a single kill, this is ridiculous. Sonic just having a field day against his old team. A lot of players, when they come back against their old team, they like to show a bit of respect. And it's sort of like, you know, in football where they don't, or they score and they don't celebrate. Sonic, on the other hand, just running around, wrecking everybody and seemingly having a wonderful time. Domster, wow, 1v5. I can't say I believe.
Okay, well, you know what? It seems like Envy has not stopped rolling down that hill towards victory after that last match. 1-0 already off the bat on Vertigo. A little bit of a pause coming in. I'm assuming ATK needs some time to discuss because that was one hell of a round for Envy. Remember, if they do win this match, they'll be going up against Complexity, who's waiting in the semifinals. And I'm just curious. We do have Riot Squad, who took a first map victory of 16-10 on Overpass against Masters of Panic. Their tag, Mopane. I like it. And then Lazarus up against New Identity. I did not actually just see what the result was. Let me go ahead and refresh on HLTV. It's 8-7 in favor of New Identity on Dust 2. So a relatively close match there. Definitely closer than any of the other matches we've had so far today. Here we go, into round 2. Shotgun for Domster, the good old Nova.
Good 2.
And the Mag 7. Oh, these are the best shotguns. They chose the only good shotguns in the game.
I strongly disagree. XM for life. XM
Would you get a tattoo?
No.
See, then you're clearly not a believer.
I wouldn't get a tattoo of anything. Ever. I don't like needles. So that is just like, I don't know. I think I'd rather be locked in a box than get a tattoo. And I'm not going to do that either.
What if that box was underground and you were buried?
Like I said, I'm not going to do it either. So
wait, you had a choice. Do that or get a tattoo.
Depends on the tattoo and how big it would be.
How does it depend?
Well, if it's a tiny,
I'd rather get a full body tattoo than be buried alive.
3 dots on their hand. I'd have that tattoo. Either way, fugly,
tramp stamp,
nifty, definitely not. Is already going to be cleaning things up.
You'd rather be buried alive than get a tramp stamp.
But it depends. Am I going to die?
That's usually what buried alive means.
Oh, I thought it would just be like for a bit.
Even then, no, you trust. So okay, no. I'm the one burying you alive.
Oh no, if it's you, I'd get the tattoo because you just let me die.
What? You have so little faith in me, but you're not wrong.
So you just forget about it, and then in like 4 days, just be like, I haven't heard from Tom in a while.
Oh,
I'm sure he's fine.
Just poke you with the stick. Hey, you still alive?
No, you wouldn't even come back and dig me back up. You'd just be like, he's dead. I'll move on.
Go back to eating my Chipotle burrito.
Sponsor. I think we may have just completed the worst sponsor ad of all time because we've gone from talking about being buried alive to Chipotle.
Oof. And Nifty's gone from, well, 0 kills to 3 kills in this round. It's a pretty bad segue, I'm not gonna lie. But with it being 2-0 after plant situation with Fady just with the Uspis. And Sam with the Mac 10, gonna get another kill, and that's gonna be a 3-0 lead here for the boys in blue.
Yeah, a strong start, but the thing is they have kicked things off over on the T side as well.
I would love to play Vertigo with you, just so we can be in spawn together. Be like, oh, hey, Jason, can you drop me? And I just throw the gun over. Just throw it into the abyss and then buy a new gun in front of you. Oh, I'd be such a bad teammate.
I bet you're the guy who like would have jumped off the map with the bomb thinking that the bomb wouldn't come back, and then it lands back on the map and you just feel like an idiot.
Not that bad of a guy. I think Rushley can attest to that. I'm not that bad. And thank God Rushley can't draw on the minimap anymore because you'd probably disagree with me.
There's a trash can on the map. Just go find it. Well, early trade. It is going to be nifty to get them control of the A site, but in the meantime, the aggression of Sonic will be caught. However, it doesn't seem to really matter. Also, JDM doing some damage to Fady won't help things out. Looking fairly disjointed at the moment. Just with so much space. Like, Nifty's got into such an aggressive position, and JT needs to win this battle, otherwise the round is pretty much over. But the timing's going to work in his favor. He'll work out one of the only places that Nifty can still be. And now they're rotating into a site that's actually further stacked than B. Fugly going to have to hit some more nice SG shots if they're going to have an opportunity in this round. And JDM is here with his AWP. He had a reasonable performance, but we can still hope for a little bit more from this AWP. And he's going to opt to get a little bit aggressive here. There's a chance he could be overwhelmed. He does have support still, looking through the gap already, managing one and a second as well for JDM. Closes the round. ATK are onto the board. But you better believe that the T's are going to buy back again.
So they just got those 5 kills, and that's their first kills they've actually gotten in this game. 4 rounds in, they finally got some kills. They were all 0, which is unfortunate, but hey, a time to shine exactly when they needed to. The problem is they have to do it yet again.
First weapon round. See, maybe if they bought an XM instead of a Noser, a Nova and a Mag 7.
Well, when you look at me, you can't help but say nose, so I understand. It's like Austin Powers and the
I'm literally thinking the exact same thing.
Mole. Well, Nifty's gonna get flashed in, and he's gonna get the first frag onto Fady. However, JDM's gonna be there in hot pursuit to take him down. So a quick 1-for-1 exchange, and I think it's a pretty big kill here for ATK, taking Nifty out of the equation, though. You can still see 3 players working towards this B site.
See, the way that we're seeing this T side from Envy at the moment is making me wonder if we're actually going to have a SG nerf. Because they bought 4 SGs and an AWP. No one's buying the AK, which is not something I ever thought I would see in Counter-Strike. Maybe it's just them, maybe it won't catch on, but we've seen Elige really push it forward as well. Chris J is another.
NBK. I'm saying him because he was one of the first players to use it as well. Way back in the day.
Molotov, Execute, going to be pushing players out. JDM burning to 25 HP and will be completely out of the equation. Luckily, Black Poison has at least caught one, but this is all a fake. They're going to try and wrap back around towards this A site. Black Poison's still here. Already looking for the spot. Needs to connect this shot as they look to wrap around the corner, but they'll already make it through. Android will fall on the bomb with it. Now Fugly's left alone, and JDM will close him out. Good response from ATK. It looked like they were going to get overwhelmed in that scenario, but they hold the line.
Oh, I mean, slightly lucky the fact that there's no utility left for Envy, so there's no way to actually allow this push to work when you especially have 2 ops trained in on the ramp. And yeah, JT there for the backup. So they do a good job. They pull off 2 rounds in a row. They destroy the economy out of Envy. But look what they do have. Pistols and some nades. A lot of utility to work with here, as it looks like they might crash in towards this A site. They have 3 smokes. They have a flashbang as well. It's doable. There's only 2 players here to defend out of ATK's side.
Oh, the cone is actually going to save the life of one of these players. And already Black Poison's actually going to burn down, so at least a good opportunity to get the bomb one. It will be utility trades, and Fugly is actually going to be the one to pick up the AWP. I have to say, not normally the man you'd expect to be AWPing, but he is the only one with any armor, so it's understandable. Run past Som, he gets a kill with just a Glock and looks to retrieve the rifle. Will be able to do it, and does a lot of damage onto JT as well. He's given his teammates at least a chance. Nifty sat back, Fugly will connect with the AWP. Turn it back into a 2 versus 2. And with the bomb in a decent position, he'll round the corner and get another. As said, he may not be the man we expect, but he is doing the work, and it's left on to JDM with his 2 best weapons in hand. It's not enough to face off Fugly, and he just wrecks them with the AWP.
Well done, considering Envy just only had pistols. I mean, they did have armor and some nades, but they execute onto the A site well. They hold even better. And now ATK going to be down 2 rounds with not a lot of money to spend on their side. 4,900 for Black Poison, but they can definitely not afford the double up setup that they were relying on in the first 2 rounds that they did win so far in this half. In the meantime, Envy's able to rescue quite a few weapons. They got Nifty on 4,400, Fugly on 36, Sonic on 36, and JT, well, it's a position that won't work that often, but at least works here. And Fugly wants the shot. And Domster's been playing that same spot actually quite consistently.
Molotov actually goes a little bit over. Does some damage, but they'll take the kill. JDM in a close angle, but Android will do enough. Still leaves them in a disadvantage, but with very little utility and some low players, this is definitely still possible. And Nifty has done a great job of probing over onto this A site, forcing rotations, making players doubt themselves with stacking onto B, which is what they're currently doing. If he gets this kill, they'll have to rotate, and that's exactly what he does. Already we start to see one man wrap back around. Fady hoping to try and utilize the elevator, but one rotates and the T's don't. They now start to make their presence known onto this B site. Fady coming in on the flank, and he's going to get caught by Nifty as well, single-handedly turning this round on its head and leaves JT alone. The fact is, the second he gets this kill, they're just going to run into B and get an easy plant.
So now for JT, do you save or do you go for this? You don't have a kit. You don't have any utility. It's going to be hard because he has to win that first 1v1 and then hope the second player misses. And that's obviously to give away where he's going to be coming in from. I feel like it's something you should just back away from, especially not the Molotov being thrown in. You still have about half the time remaining, but as time ticks away, you at least spot the first player looking for the shot, not able to connect, see where it's planted for. And the first does peek, and Android going to peek a second thereafter to take JT down. And take another round here for Envy, 5-2.
Yeah, I definitely understand it in a 1v2, like wanting to go for that sort of play, but I do agree with you. I think once the Molotov goes down, his position is way too scripted. Like, there's nowhere else he can go other than just running around the outside. And once that happens, you can just see Envy. They're perfectly set up for a trade situation, even if things go wrong. Once again, just some pistols for ATK. We do still see this as a fairly T-sided map, so...
They can see him, Ken. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought they could see him there.
But yeah, basically means it's definitely not over yet. If ATK can get sort of 6 rounds or so, they're going to be feeling fairly happy with how things are going, although...
Please do not tell me they're going to... Yeah, stop. It's not going to work. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Though I don't know why you'd be... Where did that saying come from? Why would you shoot fish in a barrel? I mean, if they're in the barrel in the first place, it means you intended to, like, eat them, right?
Let's be honest, most sayings don't really seem to make that much sense.
Give me an example of one that doesn't make sense.
You knew that I was not going to be able to come up with one. That's why you said it. Let's just Google weird sayings. Okay, let's add the word English in there.
Yeah, we're in Germany, so you can't...
There's an Armenian one which translates as "stop ironing my head."
What? Okay. Oh, that nade coming through. Fugly and Android just get decimated by the stack of ATK. What do we got, Tom?
There's a Dutch one that's "I'm sweating carrots." Oh, we should move on.
How does that make any sense?
I don't know.
I mean,
that's why
here's
it's
the
weird.
translation.
Ooh, Fady's doing well in this round. We should talk about that instead of sweating carrots, which I imagine many people have been today in Germany. Som left 1 versus 4. Finally, we've had a step up, and it's from Fady alone. 3 kills from him in that mid position. Has control of the bomb. So this is more going to be Som attempting to do damage. Black Poison is perfectly placed. ATK back on the board, but they're suffering from the same problems they had in the previous. Okay, sure, they got 2 rounds in a row, which is actually better than they did in the majority of the last map, but they're still down at the moment, and if the T's just bounce back here, they're going to be in the same problems they had before.
I mean, as we've seen, you don't really need that many rounds on T side to win on Vertigo. Taking a look back at Liquid in the run in EPL in the finals. And Som might be in a perfect position. JT, it's up to him to hold this angle as JDM is trying to be covered to go for the shot down in mid. And Som not getting in position. JT going to continue to push, and JT's not going to win the battle, though. Som comes out the victor, though. JDM will still be there to turn things around, and JDM misses a shot onto the second player. He's taken down about 16 HP. Not a shot he missed often. But now the pressure's going to come in towards B, and Domster's by himself. He gets the first. He's got the AK in hand, but he's got to buy time.
And he's been Molotov'd out of position. Smart use of utility. Black Poison is going to trade one and a second as well. And now Nifty left on just 16 HP. Has the AWP in hand. Looking to get back to the Renegades days here, as we don't see him AWPing too much. Saw it a little bit on the last map, but this would be one way to bring it back. We saw a 1v2 clutch in a similar scenario from Rops when we were doing the Pro League finals, which was definitely my highlight of the whole thing, but we'll see if Nifty can at least try and match up. JDM's low, but they're both using AWPs, so it's not going to be that much of a difference. He will be able to get the plant. The problem is holding on to this is going to be far more difficult for him. Molotov will go down.
He's got a good angle to work with here, at least.
He's going to get aggressive, and he hits the shot onto Black Poison already. Now an even scenario. The only difference is that JDM has himself an incendiary, but he's going to be going in with the AWP. Maybe not knowing how low his opponent currently is. Nifty's just going to be sat in this corner, waiting, baiting down that clock. Now, if the Molotov goes into the right place, there's a possibility for JDM, but it isn't going to happen, and Nifty's going to win it. The 1 versus 2 clutch for Envy to take their 7th round. And now the money for the CT side is back down again.
The unfortunate side of winning the 2 rounds, but doing it in the way they did, and there was no way JDM was going to Molotov off that. Who would expect someone to hide in that corner behind the sandbags instead of the ramp, especially if it's planning for that direction? But Nifty plays it off well on 12 frags, 7-3 in favor of Envy. And honestly, Tom, I'm finding it hard to see a 3rd map coming out between these 2 teams at this rate. I mean, there's always a chance with ATK switching over to the T side, but I would imagine with the way that Nifty and Fugly are playing, Sonic as well, that Envy shouldn't be losing when they come to defending these sites. And look at that, Sonic and Fugly chime in off the bat, opening things up. The force up bite of ATK not working out well for him.
Yeah, that's the problem. Some of the better CT sides I've seen, at least on this map, have been based off big individual performances. When we watched Hellraisers, for example, we saw Issa having a very good game, Angel as well, just with aggression onto that ramp. And in these scenarios, it's just individual duel after individual duel, and Envy are winning every single one. It's only JT left, a FAMAS, and that is all. 1 versus 5, and the bomb's down on the other side of the map. All he can really hope for is to kill Sonic and steal that AWP, and the timing is going to catch him out. 8-3, Envy dominating at the moment, and there doesn't look to be much of a stop to that.
Yeah, not at all, especially now with ATK on the pistols. I like their mid-aggression. Like, I liked how they've challenged a couple different positions. They've done it towards middle, they've done it towards A ramp, they've done it, I think, towards B as well. And they're trying to fight up against Envy like man versus man, but the problem is I don't even think they're able to really do that necessarily, at least on this map. Envy have generally had the number of ATK and JDM. Going to be tucked away in the corner again, like a 2 to 3 man stacking towards mid. And ATK are going to be pushing in towards that B site as well. So again, trying to use this aggression, this early information to create some sort of window, some sort of avenue to play with. Fady did push the smoke. I don't think Nifty expected this, but Nifty actually got away at the perfect time until he drops down into JT.
Yeah, actually, there's a few kills coming in now. Fady finding Som. Again, will make things a little bit more interesting, but it does seem that Envy get themselves into these sort of positions a lot. They don't actually lose any of the rounds, which is the more surprising thing. However, there's always a place to start. Sonic will even things up, but once again, another player lost, and there's some pretty low players around. It's left onto Sonic. He'll miss the shot, and JDM with his trusty P250 will steal a round away for ATK, finally making one of these force buys or small investments work.
The question comes though, Top. Can they do it now with weapons? Can they start to build a streak? Can they get the next 3 rounds on the board? Because 8-4 at the moment, as they swap out of the T side, is not going to be faring too well. I mean, if we think back to Dust 2, right? We think back to the way the teams were playing it. Envy was almost showing no respect with how aggressive they were getting towards long A, towards short, towards mid, consistently showing they were willing to fight ATK, even on their own advantage, on their own home ground. Fugly get completely blinded up as Fady drops it, and they do trade crew for 2, potentially a 3rd though. Som takes down Domster. And now it's going to be a 3-on-2. And 1. As JDM didn't even get a chance.
Oh, just oh wow.
God.
We haven't seen too many rounds like that from Som. Like, he was relatively quiet on Dust 2, but that's the sort of thing that we expect to see. Like, but when he pops off, he pops off. And, well, 9-4, 11-8 for him. And it's been fairly consistent across the board. Like, it seems like Android is playing a much more supportive role for the rest of the team, and then he's just got everybody else just going off at the moment, Fugly included, which I actually enjoy seeing. Like, he seems to always be dropped from teams when I don't think it's necessarily deserved. So I'm happy to see him doing well within this one, and it looks like the whole roster is just having fun with this.
A little bit worried times then for ATK if a team is having fun playing the match, especially considering they would love to qualify into Intel Extreme Masters Chicago.
Oh, I think Fugly was so focused on finding the boost that he forgot that he was walking out up the ramp. Even still though, they've traded it back already into an even scenario. JDM will at least be able to wall bang out Sonic, so that's something. And Black Poison looks away at the worst possible moment, and it will peek back into Nifty, who just hasn't been missing so far today. Fady again, left in position on his own. Only a FAMAS once more, no utility remaining, and both Som and Nifty are just waiting patiently, maybe hoping they can force some sort of rotation away. JDM is still on the other side of the map anyway, so they have the chance here. They win this battle versus Fady, and they get themselves the bomb plant, and Fady gets curious. Som is patient, and they will easily get a plant and a 1 versus 2.
That's a super important kill to JDM too on the Sonic, because you saw Envy rotating back towards the B site once that happened, or before that happened. Unfortunately, JDM's gonna get caught up pushing the smoke as Som takes him down and puts Envy now up 10-4. An 11-4 scoreline in Vertigo. It's in the cards at the moment, especially with ATK going for the force up with what little money they have left.
He just doubled his kills in 2 rounds. It's not bad going, is it? Som is awoken, sits top fragging, and yeah.
I think he's going to need to wake up, though, when it comes to their match risk complexity if they win this, because that's not going to be an easy match.
Well, yeah, obviously in the last round, a lot of the shots were very impressive, but yeah, as you mentioned, like, I think Complexity are going to give them a much more of a run for their money, and, well, Complexity are the ones you expect to be making their way through this, so it's definitely going to be interesting, but either way, I'm just going to be watching to see what they can do in this scenario.
Well, they have the investment towards the A side. The smoke's going to be coming in. Flashbangs as well. Expecting this. Okay, JDM actually tries to push in the meantime. Trying to catch him off guard. However, they've lost now 2 players. Fady's fallen on top of things. And Envy's still taking the time to push in towards the A side. The smokes are eventually going to fade off, so they're going to have to make their move eventually. But Black Poison keeping his composure, playing patient to spot the first, takes down Nifty. That's the bomb now down. We expect Som to be here up close and personal, and no, Som will get the kill. The bomb should be able to make its way in towards the site, but they're still taking their time. They're not rushing this just yet. They have the B site fully open to them as Fug has been able to push in through this. I think they just want to win this round off frags. They get the bomb, and they do it. 11-4 for Envy at the end of the first half.
Yeah, that was a really impressive way to end it as well. Like, I think that was 10 kills for Som in 3 rounds. So, a complete change, a big step up from him, and I think that pretty much just takes this Envy roster over the line. Like, they were already performing absolutely fine with the rest of them. But we're going to be heading into a short break once more, and we need a turnaround from ATK.
Well, we are back with the continuation of the Intel Extreme Masters Chicago North American Closed Qualifier. I'm Jason Kapp and he's Tom Biz, and we are into our second half of our second map of our first match of the day. Currently, ATK are down 11-4 and are looking to hopefully keep their hopes alive to get to Chicago to play in front of a North American crowd, though most of the members are not from North America.
Well, Android waiting patiently. Smoke's going to go down. Lots of utility invested into this round for the side of ATK. They've come prepared and they've already got themselves the opening pick. Sonic will be able to find one back, but the rotation from Nifty is going to be caught. So it's going to be left on all the players just falling back. The ramp control will be valuable here for ATK.
I'm really hoping we can watch back something in a second when we see the rest of this round play out. It's going to be Fugly and Sonic, now just Sonic by himself. And ATK will take the round. But why did Fady reload rounding that corner after taking that first shot?
I don't know.
He shot one bullet as he was pushing the site, reloaded, and tried pushing around a corner at the same time.
Who knows? I couldn't tell you. You have to ask him. Send him a message. Be like, what are you doing?
I can't. His DMs are closed and he doesn't follow me.
Sad times. Well, there is going to be an investment here, and for Envy, this is actually fairly possible. There's a lot of utility on the other side, but the weaponry is definitely weaker for ATK. Android looking to try and spam the shots through, hoping the Deagle can land, and he's done a bit of damage, but it won't quite be enough. The rotation from Fugly is a little bit late, but he does still manage to get himself a kill. However, the rest of the team slowly getting slaughtered as they go along.
Yeah, the DB already spammed away as well. The Snokes going to come in to buy him a little bit of cover. But the nade will quickly sort that out, as Fugly's actually run away with the scout. So trying to save it into the next round, and ATK going to take their pistol and the round after. They're going to need a hell of a lot more than that. 11-4 scoreline at the end of the first half when they were on CT side is not the start they wanted to have, especially after losing 16-6 on Dust 2. But if we do get to a third map, it'll be Inferno. That's still going to be a long ways away, and honestly a long chain of events need to happen for ATK in their favor to get to that point.
Yeah, I still want to say, though, that this map has had some pretty landslide T-halves recently, because it is so difficult to hold that A site. Like, I've even suggested in the past that it might be worth going for retakes over actually trying to fight initially, just because so many of those angles just favor the Ts. They can get there first. You have to either expend a ridiculous amount of utility to try and battle the ramp, or just completely negate it altogether and hope that you can just hold the angles on the site. So it's going to be tough for Envy, and I want to see what they're actually going to do. Will we witness double AWP setups? Will they try and get aggressive like Nifty is here? Because a lot of these sort of strategies, they're not going to work too often. Fugly, though, will be able to at least close one. However, that is all, and the rest of the team with very little invested into this, it should just be an easy cleanup.
Yeah, especially with Domster, he sees that the B site's completely open, so the rotate should be coming in here. Black Poison quickly run this bomb over to that site. It should be joined in out of JT as well, as they're going to leave JDM lurking towards the A side, and obviously Envy are not going to really have a chance to win this round, especially with now Sonic and Som left alone with just the USPs. So there should be ATK taking them up to 7, but we're going to be getting into the first buy round out of Envy, and that's where things are really going to start to come alive for them, and hopefully for ATK's side as well, for not only them, but their fans. They're going to need to start getting these rounds against the equal buy-ups. And we're going to have Nifty go straight into the AWP to drop over to Sonic, so this is going to be interesting. Op up against the lack of an op, though JDM could easily upgrade towards it. I feel like it's actually kind of smart to not upgrade towards it, because you have the money to buy next round anyways. If you can win this round without having to expend your funds, and Envy's not going to really be able to do too much into the round after. So decent risk here out of ATK.
See, this is what I somewhat expected from Envy when it came to the CT side, was just, I sort of said in the last half, we've seen some teams manage to win this map off sheer aggression. And that's one of the ways that they've been doing it. Sonic, well placed, spots the gun barrel, but he isn't going to be able to connect onto the shot. That could have been, well, a more valuable advantage, I would say, because you have to bear in mind that Nifty lost a lot of health in that initial duel. I do wonder if we'll see the trade of AWP if they end up close to each other. Don't want to go out of their way, don't want to give up any positions. The rotation in the meantime is coming back, but again, look how aggressive the position of Android currently is. He's got Som watching onto the cross. He'll connect onto one. Now Android springs into action. He isn't going to be able to get the kill, but he's done a lot of damage. And now goes for the repeat, but is caught. The T's expected it. Sonic going to peek the same angle again. This has started to get a little bit silly, but the CT side are somehow getting away with it.
That Molotov not going to work as he does get destroyed and eaten by the smoke. But the 3 remaining players at Envy are watching this ramp, or at least watching this A site, which is exactly where ATK are going. They have double Molotovs, double flashes. Again, another one's going to be eaten up. But the smokes is where they're really going to need to get past this player here, Sonic, who's just waiting. 20 seconds left to go. They're going to have to commit to the site. And Envy know it.
Already JDM's going to be dropped and Black Poison. Not going to happen. He'll be shut down again. Sonic with this CT AWP has been fantastic throughout the series. It will put the round on the board, but this is where I feel like ATK might want to take a pause, like give themselves a moment, because think about how they lost that round. It was very aggressive plays coming out from Nifty. Then I think 3 different players peeking ramp. Like, it's so aggressive from Envy. I feel like it's not something that would be too difficult to counter.
And yeah, Android was especially late on that peak too, and then he peeked the other corner above the ramp. And that was predicted considering the Molotov was down already. It's not like he could have peeked that angle anyways. This is even more aggression.
Oh, I like this spot though. I wonder if they're going to expect him to be in this corner, because you heard the footsteps of, I think it was Android falling back. So they may not expect someone to be lurking around this position. And this should be a very easy kill. The question is, can he get more than one? Spots the second, snaps back, great from Som. It is still only going to be 2, and actually leaves them in a fairly even scenario. The 3v3 ensues, but now Sonic back in the same position as last round. I'm more interested actually on what's going to happen on the other side of the map. There looked like there was a peak coming in from Dumpster, but he's still just going to hold back. Nifty's fairly low on HP, so I wonder if the T's here may just wait to see if he makes some sort of play or tries to wrap back around. Instead, they're actually going to look to try and get aggressive. 50 seconds left. Look how close they've got. They know, they have to know Sonic's here. He just scoped in. They will jump up, and that'll be an easy kill for Dumpster. He was the one wrapping around on the other side.
Oh, but Android
though, here's the fake. Can't really peek past his angle. Shouldn't be able to. Somehow he's still alive. I don't know how he hasn't been killed here. And the flashbang's actually very good coming out from a teammate. Nifty trying to buy him a little bit of time. The problem is they're both so low on HP. Timing going to be integral. Nifty finds the first, does damage, almost kills off JT, and it will be Android to close it. They should never have been able to win that round back.
That was way too close for a round for Envy as well.
That flashbang was perfect, by the way. Like, it couldn't have been better timed.
Yeah, it caught JT as he was trying to peek to take down to take that kill, and I was kind of actually a little bit sad as he saw him because he only got 2. I feel like he could have gotten 3. Like if you let them keep walking, he could have gotten so much more, but still taking the 2 when you can get it, especially when they needed to equalize things. That was a good choice out of him, but now it's going to be ATK on the pistols. We've seen them win rounds. They have the hero play out of JDM with the AK, and they're going to need a hero play to keep their hopes alive, where Envy will be on 14.
Yeah. It's not happening, is it? I'll be honest, JDM with an AK as a hero play was not something I did ever expect to work, but maybe an AWP. However, they're doing it with the Glocks. It's actually the Glocks that are doing the work at the moment. Sonic's very low. Fugly's hoping to spray through the box, but that's not going to work. The nade going through, and the aggression from Fady is going to be punished. The thing is, they've actually taken a hell of a lot of damage here, so this is still possible for the T-side. This is a round that they never should have been able to take away. And now they're actually sat in a fairly comfortable position. Peek out, Sonic not going to be able to connect the shot. Smoke Herber will go down, and now they have to start getting a little bit aggressive, but they have managed to pick off. JT's got 3 kills with the Glock. He finally gets put down, and actually just running through the smokes is what puts them to bed, but I don't know how he gets that many kills. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's been quite a few things about this match that haven't really made too much sense, Tom. I think that's kind of fair to say. But either way, now we're into potentially the penultimate round here. If ATK can't win this one, they don't have the money to get an AWP over to JDM, though I don't know if the op would really work for the way they've been playing this map and deal with the aggression. Actually, maybe it could, considering they know Envy keep consistently getting aggressive towards these different positions. Just get JDM set up and waiting for these peaks to come through. There is Sam with the SMG. But he's not going to be aggressive this time over towards the A side, though. A lot of pressure still in towards middle out of both these teams. A lot of emphasis out of this, and Sonic mite have an opportunity to hit a shot here. Molotov's going to come in. He does get away from it in time. Nifty on top of the box, though, gets the first, goes for the second, but JT will shut him down, but Sonic will eventually repeat, get the trade back in their favor. More importantly, the man advantage is now Fugly's even going to come around the side to spot out JDM, and he's going to win out on that battle. Black Poison and Domster, the last two left alive, heading over towards B. I think they're going to hear Fugly running. I don't think they heard him just yet, but...
Wow, it's smart, but Sonic is smarter. Expected them to go for the boost, and now Black Poison left alone. Fugly's fairly low. But the potential for the bomb plant has just slipped away. They're going to wait, and Sonic again, another triple kill. There's been so many multi-frags coming out from him across the series. He really has been sort of the nail in the coffin of his old team, which he just left, which doesn't get much worse than that. Although there is a few things I can think of that look worse than that, at least. What on earth are you doing?
Don't worry about it. No one can see it.
I can.
Put your eyes on the monitor, not on what I'm doing. JT's going to take down Sonic, this time I believe in middle. Domster waiting for some aggression. That doesn't seem to necessarily be coming. You can see Nifty even faking out a jump there. Instead, he's actually going to walk around the higher side of it. Oh, he's got Domster right below him. You can't see him, though, with that, the way the staircase works directly there. Look at the push coming in towards A. Android's going to be there to receive. Sam will be there as well, and Sam not going to wait out on that battle, though. It's going to come down to Android as he gets the first Nifty. In the meantime, has gone Domster. Android gets a second as well. JDM will finally shut him down, but that means Fugly's going to be here in time. It's down to a 2-on-2. Nifty's going to have to rotate back from the B site. The pace has slowed down as Fugly's going to look for more. JDM will expect it, and he will, but he won't hit the shot in time. Now it's all on JT to keep ATK's hopes alive of getting to Chicago.
Both players are low. And actually, Fugly's going to rotate back into a way more passive position. Not actually going to expect JT to be that far up. He did drop the man with the bomb, so he should have expected there to be another player around that angle at least, but it's left onto Nifty again. Not going to hit the timing. Great work from JT. Keeps their hopes alive, however bleak they may seem. Now, for the CT side, money becomes interesting as well, but they do have quite a big buffer, so by the looks of things, they're not going to go for too much into this round, other than maybe a big nade stack. The nuke.
Yep. See what you did there? Took me a second. But they're not stacking anywhere with the nades necessarily. They have 4 players over towards the A side. They're still leaving Fugly by himself towards B. I feel bad for anyone that's going to be on this ramp once these nades come through.
It seems like they definitely know there's someone on this boost, so we won't even get to see one of the nades unless, of course, it's going to be 2 thrown by Sonic. Well, to be honest, they might not even get the chance. I think they missed the boat. Fady just going to push aggressively. Doesn't expect the second player, but it doesn't matter. Only a pistol available on Fugly. Wow, there's plenty of nades to find. Should be able to at least get one. And that is going to be a rifle into his hands, at least for the moment. But saving this should be impossible. He's not even thinking about it, though. Just charges in. At least makes things a bit more costly for ATK, but doesn't really matter. And now we're going to get the buyback up. I wonder if Fugly's going to drop an AWP. No.
Unfortunately, that AK picked up only had 4 bullets, so it wasn't like he was going to be able to accomplish too much anyways with it. That's a good start. I mean, JT's clutch. Maybe he can throw it into overtime here up against Envy. They still have a hell of a lot of rounds to go. 6 left in a row, which they've not been able to pull off more than, what, like 2 or 3 across the entire series so far? But Nifty will expect it. Oh, doesn't matter if they do. The Molotov did come in, but he gets a double. And Fugly's gonna hit the dink on a JDM, but the damage has been done. 4 on 3. And the smoke coming down, ATK are gonna have to back away.
Yeah, this has been it though. Sheer aggression from Envy, just taking fights, challenging ATK, and that's the one thing that this Envy roster really does have in their favor, is that they have so much individual talent. Like, we've seen it from Nifty in the past, we've seen it from Sonic, we know that Som's an up-and-comer, and Fugly in the last map was fantastic, so all in all, they've been able to just take these fights again and again versus ATK, who just can't seem to compete. Now, Som, he has been a menace. So many different angles, so many different positions taken. They have a singular Molotov, and I have to feel if they do place it, it's going to go further back than his current spot, and it is. So he is still going to be up here when they run onto the site, and I don't think they're going to check this. He's already watched one player cross, gets the first, second, and he's got Android to get the third. That will be the end. It's a Som show.